Clear your throat. Lubricate. Read that bitch.
Hello everyone, my name is Alexia, and I hate doing YouTube intros, so I'm just gonna get straight into it. Today I'm gonna be doing a video talking about this movie that I saw the week before last week called The Hottie and the Nottie. It's basically a 2008 movie with Paris Hilton. First off, it was made in 2008, so that's how you already know we're fucked up, and it has Paris Hilton. Hilton is a Trump supporter, for those of you who don't know. So it's a Paris Hilton movie, and it came out in 2008. Don't expect a lot from it. I was watching it on this app called Tubi, T-U-B-I, I believe. They didn't have a lot of good movies, and I just read the description for it, and I was just like, fuck it, let's just watch it. It was 5 in the morning, babe, so don't expect much at 5 in the morning. So I wrote out a little script here. I took off my glasses because there's like a glare. But I wrote a bit of a script just like explaining what happens in the movie. And then I'm gonna go off script and just like talk about why the movie is just like shit and why it needs to die. First surprise, I already said this, Paris Hilton was in the movie. She plays a girl called Chrisabel, which is literally the stupidest fucking name I've ever heard. Whatever. Do you want to be Crystal or do you want to be Isabel? Can we make up our minds? The movie opens with the main character at the age of 6 seeing Christabel. The main character's name is Nate. We basically start on like Valentine's Day, and he wants to give Christabel like a Valentine. Something goes wrong. I don't know, and he doesn't. He never gives her his Valentine. He never confesses his love to her. They never really explain why. They just say some shit just goes wrong. I really don't fucking know why. We fast forward years later. He's living in this little shitty ass apartment with his little girlfriend. Her girlfriend is named, I don't think they even mention her name. I don't even think they mention her name or anything like that. I don't think they mention her name. I don't know, so we'll just call her the girlfriend. She doesn't even stay in here for a long time. And he's singing this like song to his girlfriend in like a really shitty apartment. And it's just awful. She takes the guitar and she bangs him upside the head with it, which is, in all honesty, my favorite part out of the entire movie. Because Nate's a fucking dickhead. And she's like, oh my god, you can't like sing me good romantic songs. We have no idea what he does for a living either. They don't ever talk about what he actually does for a fucking living. I don't know. I don't know. After that, she runs him over with his car. Yeah, I'm gonna just skim through, cause like, what the fuck? After his ex leaves, he realizes that the only woman he'll ever truly love is Chrisabel. Okay. He hasn't spoken to her since she was 6, and apparently she's the only real woman she'll ever love. And in the movie, like, he literally has like a picture of her from kindergarten when she was like 6 years old in like his dresser, which is weird as fuck, but whatever. Dumbest shit I've ever seen or heard in my entire life. He decides to go and find Chrisabel despite the fact that it's been 20 years. He like ends up like finding his friend from kindergarten, who's very ugly and fucking annoying. Like, in order to track Chrisabel down, he somehow has like yearbooks of like Chrisabel from like all of the schools she's ever went to, despite the fact that they literally didn't even go to the same schools together. So he had like her high school yearbook, and they were talking about how hot she was in high school despite the fact that she was literally 13 years old. What the fuck? He has like an entire folder full of like Chrisabel, like just full of like Chrisabel stuff, just like pictures of her, videos, probably like her Facebook post shit, her MySpace shit. This was 2008, y'all. I don't really know what to tell y'all. So after that, he ends up finding Chrisabel in like LA, I believe. I don't know how he got there. I don't know where the budget for this came from, because he was literally living in like a shitty apartment and sharing a dresser with his ex-girlfriend. He didn't even have money to buy himself a new guitar. His car was old and shitty, and his girlfriend had spray painted it. This nigga didn't have any money. How did he get to LA? I have no fucking idea. So he goes to LA to meet up with Chrisabel or whatever, and he ends up finding out that she like runs in the mornings. So he goes and she runs on the beach. He goes to the beach that she always runs at, and he ends up like seeing all these other creepy guys waiting for Chrisabel to come by, which is weird as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie. In 2008, in 2008, Paris Hilton definitely was considered hot, but like hot enough that like literally like 6 different guys would literally sit there and wait for you to run past them every single morning, 7 days a week. Men are creepy. So maybe I have no idea. There was more than just 7 guys too. It was like dudes who looked like they were from prison or something. It's like an albino character that they try to portray as like having autism, and they use, it's 2008. I don't know what to tell y'all. It's 2008. They try to make it seem like he has like autism, like he's on the spectrum, which is very concerning because people with autism, I mean albinos don't have autism, but they try to use him like as comedy relief. He's supposed to be like her stalker or whatever. He only really shows up like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie. And he only shows up through like the beginning. Ends up finding out in order to get with Chrisabel, because Chrisabel is horny. He ends up finding out in order to get with Chrisabel, he has to get her friend, which is the nottie. Chrisabel is the hottie, and her friend June, I believe her friend June is the nottie, because she's not hot, she's the nottie. Anyway, Chrisabel tells him that in order to get a date with her, he has to basically find someone for June. And so yeah, they do all of that. There's an entire scene where they do yoga together. Her, June, and Nate all do yoga together, and Nate is literally just staring at both of their asses at the same time. It's entirely creepy as fuck. Anyway, also he did yoga in jeans and a t-shirt. What the fuck? I don't know what the budget for this movie was, but they need to do better. Anyways, he decides to hire a man to pretend to be into June so that he can get a date with Chrisabel. The guy ends up getting scared off because he's just a dickhead. I don't even remember the guy's name. It didn't work out the first time, so they went out on another date again, another double date with the same guy he hired. They tried to hypnotize him. Didn't work. It was supposed to be like a comedy moment, but it really wasn't. It was just like sad. They end up meeting this guy named Johan after one of the dates ends up going bad. And Johan basically ends up helping June become more beautiful. I was hoping that at this point in time, like June was secretly in love with like Chrisabel, because there was a scene in the movie where they all go dancing, like Johan, June, Nate, and Chrisabel, they all go dancing. And June was staring at like Chrisabel, and I was thinking like, oh my god, is she like secretly a lesbian or something? Like, I just thought that would have been so much better. I would have thought it would be like a good plot twist, especially for like a 2008 movie. June and Nate end up having like a little moment together that basically ends up telling us that Nate is gonna end up falling in love with June. The entire fucking time he was trying to go for Chrisabel, he was literally shitting on June, but now he ends up falling in love with her. But anyway, his relationship with Chrisabel ends up flopping. He ends up meeting June after they go dancing. After she's done with her glow up, he realizes that she's been beautiful this whole time. Now that June is beautiful, Johan just wants to use her for sex, and then Nate gets mad at that. Like, he has a right to be mad. Whatever. He tries to fight Johan. He gets his ass beat, as he deserves. June and Johan go back to Johan's house, and then they try to get freaky, and Chrisabel's like, no, I can't do this. And then Nate and Chrisabel are about to have sex too, but then Nate confesses to all the creepy shit that he did, how he stalked her and da-da-da-da-da, because Chrisabel was like, oh my god, this was fate. Us being together was fate. And then Nate was like, no, it wasn't. I'm just fucking creepy as shit. And he realizes that he actually loves June instead, which makes zero fucking sense. And Christabel's just cool with it. Oh, Christabel is like, oh, this is amazing. I'm so glad June has found a man. Maybe Christabel is the real winner here, you know? Hoping she would smack him, you know, say fuck you. But this is a 2008 rom-com starring an ugly white man, so we weren't gonna get any of that. Nate runs to go and talk to Christabel. And it's a really weird scene, to be honest. He somehow ends up finding Christabel without even knowing where she is. Talks to her, says, you were the girl, which makes no fucking sense because what does that even mean? Kisses her, says he's in love with her, and we're done. Here's my issue. Let's start with the issues. First off, I'm fucking sick of the ugly ass white man with the shitty personality gets to be with the really beautiful girl. Let's start there. The fact that he even thought he had a chance with Christabel in the first place, when Christabel literally had niggas lining up at like 7 in the morning just so they could see her. They were literally just lining up so they could watch her run past them. And that was it. That was it. So the fact that this ugly white man with no fucking job, they never said what he did for a living. He never ended up telling June that he lied about fucking everything. They just ended up kissing and then they were happy together in the end. I have no fucking idea. The movie makes no goddamn sense. What do you want me to tell y'all? There's a very big epidemic of white men, ugly white men back in the day, getting to be with these very beautiful women for no fucking reason. They always end up never having to change their ways. They always end up in the end just having to give like a really shitty apology, talking about what they've done and how bad they felt. And then the only thing they say in response is, oh, but I love you, so it's okay. I was doing it because I wanted to be with you, because I wanted to make you happy. And they just get away with the bullshit. So we've already got an ugly ass white man, gets everything he wants at the end of the movie. My main issue with this is how this ends up affecting young girls. A lot of young girls, because it's mainly young girls watching these rom-coms, there are no boys watching the hottie and the nottie. If you watch the trailer for it, you'll see it's really more so of a rom-com. It's just like the main character is male. Because of that, the message that they end up receiving is very fucked up. Date the crappy guys that lie to them and treat them like shit, and all they have to do is be beautiful. And it'll all be okay. Throughout the entire movie, they were literally just shitting on June. The entire movie literally revolved around June being ugly. And when she finally becomes beautiful, he realizes she's the woman he wants. She's the special one. He's the one that means everything to her.
Clear your throat.
Lubricate.
And read that bitch.
First off, Nate, you stink. You look like you haven't taken a shower in weeks. You are an ugly white man in the year of 2008, and you think that you are brave enough and good enough to be with Paris Hilton. You would never even get 5 feet within her. Enough, we literally had zero proof of the job that you said you had. But somehow this nigga always had money. It's giving tax evasion. It's giving scandal. It's giving illegal activity. That's exactly what it's giving. What the fuck are we gonna do, Nate? Because you look dumb as shit. You look dumb as shit, for real. Moral of the story is, number one, girls, don't ever change yourself for a man. Don't ever try to become more beautiful for a man. June didn't really try to change herself for anyone else. She did it because she genuinely just wanted to be more, like, considered more attractive. In my opinion, she didn't really go from, like, unattractive to attractive. She just went to, like, unattractive white woman to a basic white woman. Back in the day, basic white woman was considered beautiful. Basic white woman was considered stunning, so I just wanted to say that Nate is fucking annoying. It's just genuinely a bad movie. There's nothing much we can really say about it other than the fact that it's just a shit movie. If you have time to waste, I highly suggest it, just so we can shit on it together. That's all the content I really have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, I guess. That's just me ranting. It's not really like it's not me really making like plot points or anything, so. Mwah. Toodles.